She is a seasoned human capital strategist with 13 years of experience in learning and development, talent management, and organizational development. As the head of diversity at HBL, Pakistan's largest bank, she spearheads initiatives that drive inclusion, equity, and cultural transformation. She has also served as the acting head of learning and development global at HBL, overseeing enterprise-wide learning strategies that enhanced employee capability across national and international markets. Let's welcome Anum Afzal to talk about how to develop a strong rationale for DEI vision, mission, and strategy and align it to organizational goals. A big round of applause for Anum Afzal.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. My name is Anum Afzal, and I'm heading diversity at HBL. Though I don't see a lot of people in the audience now, but when I could, it was really good to see a gender-balanced audience, a sight that you do not really witness otherwise. On that note, can I have the slide changer? Or are you guys going to operate? So just before I begin, I believe every business function plays a pivotal role in delivering results. Same applies to DEI. Thank you so much. Same applies to DEI. We need to understand what Gul was also mentioning, that it is not an HR priority, it is a leadership, it is a business priority. On that note, the question is, how do we ensure our DEI vision directly supports three things: your business growth, leadership excellence, and customer impact? That's the strategic lens that we need to apply today. On that note, a partial snapshot touching upon gender disparity. What do we understand of gender diversity? Basically, it's a broader collection of different viewpoints and experiences coming together, of course, resulting into better decision making. When we say all that, the state shows a bleak picture. I cannot emphasize enough that DEI cannot be and can never be a one-time initiative. It needs to be nurtured consistently to guarantee effectiveness. Every individual in the organization, from top to bottom, needs to buy into the value of belonging, not only intellectually, but also emotionally. This is just showing the scale of disparity, or this is just highlighting that scale of disparity, but on that note, only basic steps towards a more gender-inclusive environment can take us places. Though right in the beginning, here's to actually hoping that we are able to translate our aspirations into reality via an accelerated pace. Okay, in the interest of time, I'm quickly going to skim through this one, our HBL's approach to DEI. I am just going to focus on the three key impacts out of this. Number one being the structured progress. As you can see, it's a milestone-driven approach for initiatives like establishment of Diversity Council, activation of DEI champions, so on and so forth. Workforce diversity, a sustained growth in our women participation. It did not happen overnight. It has taken us years to reach where we are. But that reflects our strategies towards retention as well as hiring. Number three, commitment to inclusion. Our targeted top recognitions and our leadership opportunities for women. I know we are not saying that we are there, but yes, we have made a significant progress, starting from 3% at the time of privatization to reaching 22% in 2024, and aiming for 23% in 2025, with over 4,000 plus women in our workforce contributing to our success. Like somebody had asked from the audience, and Gul had mentioned absolutely on point that without board or without your senior management buy-in or without their approved framework, driving DEI journey can be a bit difficult. So if we speak about this, DEI at HBL is a national commitment. It is a commitment to building a more stronger and a more inclusive Pakistan. Our vision states we are empowering talent, we are removing barriers, and we are creating access. Because we all know, how do we thrive as a nation? We will only thrive if every individual, regardless of their gender, of their background, of their ability, etc., is given the right confidence and the opportunities to grow. So from transforming our culture to actually giving financial inclusion to farmers, or from breaking the biases in leadership to actually creating access. We are not only driving change within HBL, we are actually shaping an equitable future for Pakistan. How are we doing that? We are basically embedding DEI into our leadership accountability. How so? Because they can help execute executive decisions as well as cultural transformation. As a business driver, DEI can fuel your financial inclusion in the underrepresented regions, our women entrepreneurs in the digital leadership, and at the same time create a future-looking talent pipeline through gaming, youth initiatives, and fintech. So where we are speaking about all the internal changes, we are also creating a community-wide impact. And how are we doing that? By influencing 35 plus financial institutions and redefining the corporate narrative by actually training 600 plus women professionals. So we are just not working towards a future for our bank. HBL is working towards a future for Pakistan's economy. On that note, thank you. On that note, BII, British International Investments, also did a case study on HBL, on our diversity journey, and how we are catering to our internal, external customers. This is just a slide setting the benchmark with the most prestigious awards, of course, from Asia Money for the best bank for digital solutions and best domestic bank. This happens to be one of our most prestigious awards for our banking industry on the global landscape. So this is where I would like to take 2 minutes at least, though I have been given time check. So we all acknowledge that the business case of the diversified workforce and the societal challenges which comes with it. So limiting our women, limiting PWDs and other diverse groups from thriving in our societies. So what is HBL doing? We are trying to shape and striving for the best by reworking through our strategies. What have we done? If you quickly look through the equitable opportunities. We all recognize that women face challenges when they are establishing businesses or they are running businesses. So last year we had launched She Loves Tech, and this year we had launched in collaboration with Visa, She's Next, supporting women entrepreneurs. At the same time, we also launched Women Gaming Tournament in partnership with Tekken. Then we also trained 40 PWDs in after-school internships. So this is what we are doing on the equitable opportunities landscape, coming down to infrastructure, because it's extremely important we talk about accessibility when we talk about inclusion. Female prayer areas were established. We also formed different working groups to come forward with the plans for not only internal customers, but also our external customers with respect to accessibility. So in our 46 model branches, we have that infrastructure. We did a MOU with Connectier for our virtual sign language courses. We also, this is one of our achievements, we have talkback facilities in our mobile apps for PWDs with, of course, with particularly visual disabilities. Societal stereotypes, as everybody has already spoken, and it was heartening to see that almost every organization sitting before me has a returnship program. So yes, we all understand that women are expected to take a career break by the definition, societal definition of gender roles. So we did launch a returnship program by the name of HBL Vapsi. Since the launch, we have almost brought in 70 women. And last year, we were able to get 24 women on board through our returnship program. Then we also not only ideated, but launched a women branch manager program. So standing at 75 when we were in the middle of June 2024, by the end of the year, we were able to get 150 women as our branch managers, reflecting our commitment to getting women in our leadership roles. Then it all comes down to, of course, the mindset transformation. We also understand and recognize that the acceptance level is quite low when it comes to DEI. So we have different learning interventions with 80% completion as we speak. So on all this, somebody was also asking about flexibility. I think that's a narrative every organization needs to have in today's time. So with all the other enablers like leaves, assistive grants, etc., we also have flexible work arrangement policy in place, which is, of course, helping women join us as they may. I do not know if I have a lot of time, but this is probably for all of you to see how to lead the DEI revolution in banking, driving the systemic change, something that we probably, all of us learned through the panel discussion here. It does not happen without that change. So very quickly, we've spoken about a lot of them. Thought leadership, industry-wide influence, we held an Empowering Through Inclusion a conference which united 35 plus organizations to embed DEI into corporate DNA. We also have DEI champions across the board. As you all know, we have almost 18,000 plus workforce. So it's not my responsibility, like I always say, it's not HR's responsibility. At the same time, this is, like I mentioned in the beginning, it's a national priority and it should be a national commitment. So we have DEI champions across bank. That means in all our regions, 14 plus regions in our international locations, which are supporting us with this agenda. Then we also did 410 financial literacy sessions last year with 13,000 plus participants and 51% women out of that force. And then there are different things that we are doing. But in the interest of time, I would not like to take much of it, but of course conclude this on this note that the call of action is, as I see so many companies here winning these awards, either that's 15 categories or one category, the thing is that we are working on it. That means we do have the vision, we do have the strategy. What we now need to do is, as a team together, we need to now lead the execution. So my probably call of action here is going to be, let's move from inclusion to influence and shape a better, equitable Pakistan for future. Any questions? I'm so sorry. Yes, please. We have just started to work on that. I cannot commit or I cannot give details right now, but yes, we have just started to work as part of my 2025 strategy. That is one of the deliverables that I'm looking at. So as that comes forward, we'll definitely keep in touch. We'll definitely take your card as well. Because we will be hosting at some point in time, because that's what we do every year. This year as well, probably in Q2, we will be hosting a DEI conference by the name of Power Hour, which we actually launched in October 2023. And we would like to take that forward and would love to hear from you, because it was, like I mentioned earlier, heartening to see so many organizations winning. And it does not matter. It's 15 categories or it's one category. The thing is that we are working together. So would love to hear from you and would love to share a little more in detail and not time-bound so that we can go into detail and share and work together towards a better future. If there's nothing else, I would like to now welcome the next. Yes.
Hello. Hi, it's Munib Farooqi. Great work at your end. Very quickly, I just wanted to ask if you could share who did you partner with for the sign language training and Down syndrome awareness?
Connect Here. We did an MEU with Connect Here. And I can share the details with you, no problem at all. Exactly, our POCs. The most easy Q&A. So thank you so much, everybody. It was lovely to connect.